morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the daily support and resistance and pivot levels. It is Monday, the 14th of September. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, we're looking at the hourly candlesticks here. Bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 10,395 to support a break back through to 10,500 levels and the first major resistance level is at 10,559. Going to need to see broad-based crypto rally for Bitcoin to break back through to 10,500 levels, however, that remains a key resistance level. So barring a broad-based crypto breakout, that first major resistance level should cap any upside on the day. In the event of a breakout, could see Bitcoin breakout from yesterday's high 10,623 to target resistance at 10,700 before any pullback. Should fall short of the second major resistance level sitting at 10,787, however. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 10,167 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should avoid sub 10,000s. Second major support level sitting at 10,003 should limit any downside. Looking at the MACDs, we're seeing a marked narrowing of the bearish histograms and a possible bullish crossover there, supportive of this morning recovery from start of the day loss. Key will be, however, to break back through that pivot level to 10,500 levels. Looking at the EMAs, however, a different story. We're seeing the 50 narrow on the 100 and pull back from the 200, suggestive of a bearish day ahead. So, as mentioned, move through to 10,400 levels through that pivot to then target resistance at 10,500 will be key to avoid another pullback. Moving across to EOS against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning as well. Going to need to see EOS move through the pivot sitting at 2.7438 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 2.8159. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for EOS to break back through to 2.8 levels. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 2.8334 to cap any upside. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 2.6541 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, should avoid sub 2.6 levels. Second major support level sits at 2.5820. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing a narrowing of the bearish histograms, but we did see two failed bullish crossovers. So key through the morning will be obviously to move back through that pivot level to target 2.8 levels. Looking at the EMA, we're seeing the 50 pull back from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a bearish day ahead. So failure to move back through that pivot level to 280s would bring support levels into play on the day. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning as well. Going to need to see Ethereum break through the 38.2% fib at 367 and the pivot level at 370.19 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 386.8. Going to need to see broad-based crypto rally, however, for Ethereum to break back through to 380 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got resistance at 400 and the second major resistance level sitting at 407.02 to cap any upside on the day. Failure to break through the 38.2% fib and the pivot level at 370.19 would bring the first major support level sitting at 350 into play before any recovery. Should see Ethereum avoid sub 350s and the second major support level sitting at 333.36, however. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing a bullish crossover there after a narrowing of the bearish histograms, supporting this recovery from the first hour loss. So key through the early part of the day, break through that 38.2% fib through to 370s to then target 380 and that first major resistance level. On the EMAs, we are seeing a narrowing of the 50 onto the 200 and the 100, however. So going to need to see Ethereum break through that 38.2% fib, otherwise a bearish crossover of the 50 through the 200 would bring sub 350s into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, recovery from this early pullback to sub 0.24 levels. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 0.2444 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 0.2510. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.25 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got second major resistance level at 0.26, though we would expect yesterday's high at 0.25336 and resistance at 0.255 to pin back any breakout. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 0.2354 into play. Barring extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should always sub 0.23s. Second major support level sits at 0.2288. Looking at the MACDs, we've seen a narrowing of the bearish histograms and a possible bullish crossover, supportive of this morning recovery. We're also seeing the 50 EMA flatten out against the 100, avoiding a bearish crossover. So key through the early part of the day, break back through the pivot level at 0.2444 to then target 0.25 levels and the major resistance levels on the day.